Hey guys, Keith from Hellwannet Games. I'm on Icarus, open world on the Styx map, and I've been doing the Gargantuan mission and the missions on that tree, and I'm going to be looking at doing the boss fight. So I've completed all the missions and I'm on the final mission, which is called Extinction on hard. So let's see what I'm going to take with me. Okay, so I'll start off. I'm completely naked at the moment. I'm going to put things on and show you how I do it. Okay, so this first video is just going to be all the equipment, and I'll do a second video for the fight itself. So the most critical part of this fight is the obsidian armour, because of the physical resistance you're going to need. It's essentially going to be a close-up fight. I'm probably going to be using the knife and also the legendary flamethrower as my main weapons. So I'm going to be up close and personal to the main boss, so I need maximum physical resistance. So with the obsidian armour, you can see my base physical resistance there is 30. I think that's because of the 10 from the environmental suit, and my base melee resistance as well from some of my talents. So it's base 30 already. I'll put on the obsidian armour. That already puts me up to 93 melee resistance. Okay, and then with the biomore backpack, that puts it up to 98%. Now the maximum you can have is 99% anyway, so that's good enough for me. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the Zigo Hark S5 environment suit, which gives you those 10 physical resistance, and that's invaluable. Also, this biomore backpack, although it gives you the extra 5 speed for running around, which is useful, it also gives you these buffs here. So you've got the, even though if you were doing it with somebody else, these buffs are for everyone. I'm doing this solo, but look at that. 100 health regeneration as well, so that's a really good bonus for a boss fight. Alright, I've obviously got an oxygen tank and a water in the module slots, and I've got 2 auxiliary slots. For this one I'm going to use the protection module, which is a 50% chance to resist basic and deep wounds, stop me getting wounded, which means less use of the healing packs and stuff like that. And then I'm going to use the poison resistance. I used this on normal. I don't know if I needed it, but I'm going to use it again because my normal run was successful. So I'll use that to avoid any poison damage, if there is any, in the boss arena. Okay, so that's the basic setup. Now I've got all my gear ready in this iron cupboard, ready to go. So I'll show you the weapons I'm going to use. I'll be taking a compound bow with, and it's upgradable, and I've got the durable 2 on it because I've got the bow talent, so that gives it 15% more durability, just lasts longer. Now really the bow and some ballistic arrows from the workshop, they're just really my backup weapon. Okay, secondary backup weapon is going to be my legendary kinetic rifle, fully upgraded. As you can see there, I've got all the damage upgrades on that. So I've got plus 50 poison damage from the miasma, 10 damage from the agile magazine, and 25 critical damage from the precision shock. So that's my legendary weapon, and the ammo for my legendary weapon will be explosive rifle rounds. And I'm not going to need all those because the weapon I'm actually going to use on the boss is this heavy flamethrower. And the reason I've got these other weapons is just in case I run out of ammo before I kill him. I don't want to be left short, so I'm going to take my heavy flamethrower as my main weapon for the fight. And that's also upgraded. You can see I've got the you can see the upgrades there: 50 fire resistance, 25 flamethrower range, and I can fire flaming balls as well with that if needed, and it does plus 20% fire damage. So that worked really well. I only used about, I'd say 33%, maybe 50% of the ammo on normal. So on hard I'm expecting to potentially use all of that and maybe have to flip to my kinetic rifle or something else. Okay, knife. I've neglected to make it. I've just realised I've missed the knife, but I've got the shade knife from the. For now, I'll put that on my. But I'm going to replace that with the miasmic. I'm going to build a miasmic knife before we go, just because I can upgrade the knife with a faster attack speed. So I'm going to do that before I go. And I probably won't take the shotgun because I don't have any ammo right now, so I'll leave that behind. I'm going to take 6 stacks of healing potions, and I'm only going to have 2 of those already loaded in my hotbar. I'm going to take 2 stacks of strength enhancement, and the reason for that is the additional physical resistance. I'm only going to take, and the additional melee damage of course as well. So I'm taking those really as a precaution that if anything in that boss fight reduces my melee resistance, I can then top it back up with one of those. Take some survival kits just in case I do actually get wounded, despite those modules I showed you earlier. Take a light, as I always have a light with me. I'm going to take this time some hard candy. That's because when you kill the boss, you have to loot his corpse, and a lot of that stuff can be heavy, so I'm going to take that. I'm also going to take all my pouches for the same reason. I don't want to run out of inventory slots. I want to make sure I get absolutely everything from that boss fight. I don't actually need that one there, that's got food stuff, so I can leave that one behind. Okay, all this stuff's getting left behind. Obviously I'm going to take some vitamins, I've already taken those, so I'm going to take some vitamins before as well. And then this is one of the new inhalers which I'm going to take. I use this on normal, it's very effective because that big boss is doing a lot of melee damage to you, and you're going to return 40% of that melee damage right back to the boss. So that inhaler, I think, it was invaluable to a very, very easy boss fight on normal, and I'm assuming it's going to help me just the same on hard. Okay, so that's my weapons, my ammunition. I'm still umming and ahhing about whether I take the boomstick and make a bit of shotgun ammo, but really my legendary rifle should be fine. Okay, I'm leaving my seeds behind, I'm leaving my normal medical satchel, so I won't need anything from that. As I say, I've taken the elixirs, the health elixirs and the strength tonics already. So anything you don't need, like all your tools and any ammo you're not going to use, and your things that you have on your inventory all the time, leave all that behind, because you don't want to lose it if you die in the boss fight. Okay, so that's my general equipment, armour, weapons and ammo, and healing. Now there's one more critical part you want to get right: foodstuffs. So I should probably show you the upgrades on my armour. On my head I've got the plus 15 critical damage. On my body I've got the extra food, the extra space in the stomach, which actually ends up, because of my talents, I've got 5 food buffs possible, which I'll show you what I'm going to eat with those buffs shortly. On the legs, I've got the health regen and additional 10 physical resistance. I've got the fall damage. You do get knocked back. I don't think there's any fall damage in this fight, but I've got that just in case. That was probably the only one that had some potential for the fight. And then I've got the arms, and the upgrade I've got on that is the wear rate of armor of the items, so that things like my knife doesn't wear out and stuff like that. And the other thing to note, the obsidian armor, I probably should have mentioned this, it gives you 50 explosive resistance, and that's really useful because I'm going to be firing the balls with my flamethrower, which are explosive, and I'm also potentially my backup weapon, which is going to be firing explosive ammunition, possibly at short range. And then in my bow I've got ballistic arrows, which also cause explosive damage, so I don't want to be taking too much explosive damage myself from my own weapons. I do want to be able to fire them and be able to take some of my own damage without killing myself instantly. So that's why this obsidian armor again is really useful. Alright, so now we're going to look at the food I'm going to take. The food I'm going to take is essentially all 3 cakes, so it's relatively easy. This I'm going to use some honey glazed pastry to extend the duration of the food I'm about to eat, so I'll have some of that. we're going to have all 3 cakes, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have something else that gives, so you can see that the honey glazed pastries give me a lot of stamina and the food effects duration. The carrot cake gives you health and stamina, and some bonuses to charge, reload, and projectile damage, importantly, as well. And that includes the weapons that I'm going to be using. The chocolate cake gives you that massive boost to health, which you want, and stamina and health regen. And the coconut cake, again, health regen and a load of health and stamina. So really good, them 4. And then I just really need to pick the best of what I've got left. So I've got some shepherd's pie. See what that does. That would do. I've got some big breakfast. That's more about health regen, additional stone, not bothered about that. So I think I'm going to go for the shepherd's pie. Could go for the meat pie, but it's not as good as the shepherd's pie. Okay, held on. So we'll take them now. So we'll have one of each, and you'll see my health. I'm going to put them all back in the fridge. Don't need to take them with me. I'm not going to be using them in the fight. That's it now. They'll last long enough. So there we are. Essentially, we are good to go. You can see my health bar at the bottom of the screen there is pretty awesome. We've got 40 minutes. It won't take that long to do the fight. Fully charged weapons, etc. So basically, I'm good to go. I'm going to do one thing before I leave, and that's craft a miasmic knife. But I'll leave the video there, and you can pick up on the video part 2 when I'm actually going to do the fight. So thanks for watching Helvornak Games, and I'll speak to you again on the next video.